Alright, so welcome back to the game of the day. This I just played a second ago. I actually think this is going to be a really good game for you all. This is probably, of all the episodes so far, the best game in terms of confidence I have to show you guys. It's a close match. It's on a map we haven't seen yet. So this is Temple of the Silent Storm. I'm going to talk to you guys about the mechanic. I think it's really fun because while the quality of player on both teams, there's a couple of good players floating around, but generally speaking, the player quality is very low here. So while that's true, the game was close, and I get to make some interesting maneuvers and some good salvage after a terrible opening. So hopefully this will be lots of fun to watch. So we are on Temple. We're on the red side. We've obviously got 3 nodes to go for because it's Conquest, and I'll talk about the mechanics as they come up very shortly. So, as a fresh air rally, this is a difficult one for me to start. The mid node's actually in this big bowl, which makes you very vulnerable when you go into it. There's certain kiting things you can do, but you tend to be very vulnerable. Really, my job here is to pinch any kind of Scourge that tries to free cast off of the side. And obviously, I don't want to be at my close point, which is around on this bridge over here on the right. Our Thief starts going for close, as you can see, which is good. He's got the mobility to get to it quickly, and once he caps it, he can rotate in to finish the mid fight off, or if we're dying here, he can take a decap over and far. So it's always solid having a Thief. Not necessarily the best, it depends on what's going on, but it's a solid enough play. Out of the players we have here, we have no one that's particularly good on side nodes. So, yeah, I happen to know what some of these characters have been playing because of the queues I've been doing recently. So, yeah, the mid engages. Already I'm a bit frustrated. I like to see a Scourge come up the bridge that's just off screen here and up here, which would mean I can come up this platform and, like, attack them. Push them off. If they stand on this is a no blink spot. I can knock them into the middle, and then hopefully they'll fall in our Scourge's damage. So the person pushing the node is our Guardian. He seems more preoccupied with standing on the node, though, than helping our Scourge or anything, which is a bit scary, really. He's basically going to take unnecessary damage from them here. I come up around the side anyway, because I don't really know who I want to target. There's not really much going on for me. We decide in the end, I guess, to look at this Mesmer. No, so we do. We target the Scourge. So right now I'm playing okay. All my guys are clustering on this node. None of my allies are on the priority target, which is this guy, the Scourge. He doesn't really have a great formal support here. Actually, I think he does on the node. So I take a really meaty burst on him. We put him low, but no one's following up. No one's doing anything. Already my guys are dying. This is very bad. And here comes my terrible play here, right? My guys are all dying. They're going for a res. They might get it. But the thing I notice is their entire team, like, this is just ridiculous. Everyone is on this. Look at this. This is insane. So I, as a fresh air ellie, can't really capitalize. Can you imagine if I was a staff ellie right now? No one's on me. This would be insane as a staff ellie. Not saying that staff ellie's good, because none of this is any good that you're looking at. But everybody's sort of pushed on here. So all I can really do, if I'm going to swing this mid, is Fire Greatsword. Really, you want to use this when you go downstate. This isn't a good usage of Fire Greatsword. What can I say? I'm still testing stuff. I'm still learning about the capabilities of the build. So I summon the Greatsword on the node for some cleave damage, and then I'm going to use the 5, which is a big Firestorm. And my idea here is I'm just going for, like, global pressure. I'm trying to do a Scourge's job right now. So we use that, we take the 3 through. We notice that it is actually starting to work. A lot of them are getting really low, but now 2 of my guys are dead. Nobody's, like, doing anything smart at all. I know that this is extremely risky. I still have my lightning flash, and I'm ready to peel out the second I can. I'm just seeing if I can offer anything for the team, but look at all this barrier, look at all these glancing blows, and I've overstayed my welcome. I get a really meaty dodge, but the Condi's on me. It's actually burning from the firebrand, believe it or not. That actually knocks me down here, and it's a gross wipe. 3 players dead. It's a gross wipe. So let's pull our attention away from what else was happening. The Thief very intelligently saw that was a terrible wipe. If I was smart, I could have bailed out here already and been helping him. If, you know, he meets any aggression there. I'm not. So we died. The Thief takes the decap. So already we know this is going to be a tricky game. Any big engagements that are forced, we're going to struggle with quite majorly. So we watch for that. We're watching for respawn. Even worse, they're starting to get camped on the roads. We just had another death. This Mesmer respawn did nothing and died. So I think that Mesmer's already on 2 deaths instantly. Unless maybe he was peeling out of mid. I don't know. But now look at this. This is a bit like a legacy game I showed you recently. They win the mid fight. They all push aggressively. They're looking at the spawn camp. I can take a really meaty burst on this guy. Even through the protection, I land that burst, by the way. Even through protection. But look, they got the warrior on me. They got everything. I'm pretty grumpy right now. I'm not feeling too good because I've been spawn camped so hard. We're trying to bail out now. I'm just rolling whatever I can. So I get a choice. I can push towards my thief and try and go towards this. But there's lots of, like, open field stuff here, and I don't want open field. He's got a greatsword, right? So he can do lots of damage with the greatsword and ambush and stuff. So I actually take for the hole. And I'm pretty confident right now that it's only the Mesmer that's chasing me. And we know that this Mesmer is very squishy. So we actually trigger full damage trait, which is nice here, because if he follows immediately after us, it could stun him. And instead of, most players at this point, you might go onto this bridge and then come back towards the camera to try and kite towards the mid-fight. But already I'm not confident in that, because you can see on the minimap that it looks spammed. It's their node. I'm just going to potentially get hammered between two people. This I'm actually going to use for line of sighting. So we come around here, we take a heal, and we hide here knowing that we're being followed, and guess what? It is the Mesmer. He's being baited into our trap here. So we run little circles, very similar to fighting against a Fresh Air Ellie. He wastes his Mirror Blade there, which I'm pretty happy about. It just goes through the pillar. We wait a second, we Twist of Fate, and during the evade frames of the Twist of Fate, we push some damage on him. We immob him there as well. We stun him there. We stay on the box. We're not panicking too much. We've just chained 2 dodges. We know we hit him really hard there, by the way. Like, really hard. And we're waiting for the D-stealth. And you can see, I can't quite get the target on him. This is what's really frustrating and I think dumb about the design of the game at the moment, fighting Mesmers. I know that he's low, fully. I can see from his health bar. But, like, targeting him is a job. I don't want to have to mess about clicking like this. It's fiddly. It's not fun. It's not good play. But you're going to have to keep doing it because they run, like, illusionary ambush and stuff. So here's my mouse, right? I'm trying to click the right guy. More stuff's coming out where he procs his ambush. We finally get the target on him. We take a huge burst on him, but he's still on the aggressive. So he dodge rolls, not to defend himself. He dodge rolls there to aggress me. But he gets a huge evade off of it, so that's fun for him, I guess. Mirage is a cool class. But now he's on nothing, so we kill him, and we turn our spawn camp flee into an easy 1v1 here. Easy enough. I notice now that his health went from 57 to 58, so that he's self-rezzing. It's actually an okay play for him to do that, to take that self-res, because it means that I can't rush and contribute to this big mid-fight, which I really want to do. I don't want to let him self-res down there, though, so what I actually do is I return. Actually, here I go for, I'm being a bit cheesy here, I'm going for an infinite range lightning flash to delay it, just to see if he'll try and fight through it. I can't do it. So, I actually blink forward, probably a bad idea. And what I'm going to do to rot him here is I'll get him really low, and we put a flame wall on him, this animation here. So, flame wall's really good. He's already used his skill too, so he won't move out of it for a while. So, it's very, very gradual little ticking pressure. So, we maximize his respawn time. But we still guarantee we get the rot. So now we're at mid, and look, they're dying again. 2 of my guys are dead. As far as I can tell, they're all extremely healthy right now. So this is a bad mid. I immediately bail out of this. It doesn't take long for them to start pressuring us, though, as you can see here. This warrior's been really hitting me quite hard. On spawn, it was this warrior that did all that damage to me as well earlier. So we take stock, and we realize that the thief has been playing, and he's actually been getting sides despite all these mid engagements. It was essentially a 4v4 while we were down there. So that's good. And we realize that we're going to have to help plus our thief. It's Thief v Scourge up there. And while a very good SD Thief can do okay against the Scourge, it's not looking good. You'll also see that he's a Blood Scourge, and he's actually got a lot of boons and conversion on him right now. So this could be fairly tanky. The respawning chrono, we hold the camera. Let's rewind that just for a second. We hold the camera to make sure that we know when this respawning chrono gets back into the game. There he is. You see I had it swung right round there because we know he's just died. So, this could be really messy. I'm not comfortable. I'm not happy at all. The nuke goes through on this node, which is bound to happen when there's a thief. So, I want to make a play against the Scourge, but I also know that this Chrono could jump me. The thief now peels out. This Scourge is quite new to the game. Like I said, there's not high-quality players necessarily here. So, we take the knockdown into the Fracturing Strike. He barriers the hell out of himself. He's obviously on kind of an interesting build. So here's where the Scourge is playing bad. This Scourge needs to aggress me. He needs to hit me. He needs to get off the node, and he needs to actually make some plays. He's more concerned with capping it right now, though. And you'll see on his staff here, he drops all marks on top of himself. Maybe he thinks it's because he was just against a thief, and he thinks that these animations that are coming at him are the thief that's returned or something. I don't know. But immediately, he's making huge mistakes here. So, because he's so stationary, we take an easy Phoenix on him. We take the Plasma Beam. He's not even dodge rolling, right? So, Again, I don't want these series to be me making people feel bad about playing the game and being intimidated away from PvP. But, you know, not great plays from him. We get the easy kill. I immediately leave instead of taking Stomp because I've looked at the minimap and noticed that I have a Scourge that's there to aggress. So, finally we hit 11:30. So, at 11:30 on this map, a buff spawns up at the top in the middle. It's the only one that spawns. It's called Stillness. You can see here on the top right, the devs have added a timer so that people know. In the olden days, this timer never used to exist, and people actually had to just know. But now they're telling you a dynamic event is going to spawn in 15 seconds. This glowing light, okay, what's going to happen is we're going to be able to press F and channel this. It will make our other nodes worth double the point score. We currently have none. The enemy team has all the nodes. We're red. They have double our points, okay? So I want to get this. I want to win this fight here. And I want to get this not necessarily because I'm going to get double points. We don't own anything. But because it would be so devastating if they get it. If they get Stillness right now, then they have a 4 cap. And they already have double our points. They will absolutely annihilate us. And I think that probably one of the things that wins us for the game here is what happens next. Okay? So, I have the Warrior. The Warrior is low. He full counters as I aggress him. I take the Lightning Flash because I know I have to get this kill quickly. I also want to get away from that Mesmer. So we pull away the full counter. We Dragon's Tooth to cover on top of ourselves. We double fire. This is pretty rare to see. The double fire unlocks Phoenix. It's difficult to get as a Weaver. We hit him with 1 Phoenix tick. We go back into air for double air. We take the Lightning Strike. He stuns us. The only animation he got on us was a stun there. So we managed to knock him down. We outweight the stun. We do not waste swirls, okay? We're going to blind him. Normally, muscle memory, I would do this, but we're going to use these swirls to cap Stillness if anyone aggresses us on it. The Mesmer makes a devastating mistake by going up for the node. Well, not devastating. Maybe he reasons, actually, that, you know, all he has to do is win these fights, because my team gets no value off of this. This is just a denial play here. So by beating this Warrior 1v1... or, you know, not really a 1v1, but jumping on this Warrior and finish him off. And making sure their team doesn't get Stillness. This was huge. If I died to that Warrior, they win this game easily. Easily they win this game. So here, here I could go for a decap in mid, alright? But what I'm concerned with is a respawning Warrior that sees me doing it and then contests it. That's a nightmare situation if the Warrior gets back in time. I don't know whether the timings work out perfectly, but obviously I don't have Lightning Flash because I've just used it aggressively. I don't want to risk this. I want to take the pluses. More and more, by the way, I realize I win a lot more games on this build. I don't know whether it's actual good fresh air early advice, but I always win more games when I'm always taking pluses and rotating into fights that are already there. I can quite often win 1v1s and I can take sides, and it's fun to do that a lot of the time, but I tend to find I lose the games because it takes me too long to take those. So always we want to, instead of making an opportunity by creating an engagement at a node, so we'd be making a plus opportunity for our Thief here. Instead of making opportunities, I want to take opportunities, which my team has delivered by continuing to be in this fight from this Scourge that we killed earlier. So the Mesmer's low. I know that the Mesmer's fleeing, and I know that he's going to come around the top here, so he's going to come down this ramp. He's an easy kill for us. So we're watching, that's why we come. He disappears. This is a stealth. I know that if he's stealthing, he's going to be too scared to come back to this node. He's going to be somewhere around on this ramp. So I'm concerned about... I've got 2 things on my mind. 1 is killing him. 2 is he might burst me. I don't know how deadly he is. So we're watching. That's why, as I walk up to the node, I now suddenly turn around again. Because I think he's probably going to reappear near me. We're watching very closely, and he does. I immediately, I mean, this isn't a brag or anything, but these reaction times on getting this is because I knew that he was going to just come out in stealth, okay? So we kill him. There's no point finishing him. We're going to leave him on a nice, really long respawn. And now, guess what? Very quickly after I capped Stillness, we won both the side engagements, guys. Which means that they have a 1 cap. We have a 4 cap. We're getting 4 times the points that they are. And they have 2 dead bodies, which represents another 10 points. So remember they had double our points? This is what Temple of the Silent Storm is like, remember? Look at our points going up. We're massively gaining points here. 122, 126. So a Scourge, this is the Scourge who played rather badly earlier. He's trying to engage in a 2v4 here. Really bad idea. We can push through this very comfortably. He's not actually doing anything to aggress. I think someone else walked past me there as well without hitting me. because they're all tunnel visioning the node. This is a great lesson to learn if you guys are using this series to learn about PvP. The node is not more important than the fight. The node is the reward for winning the fight. This is PvP, genuinely, and ArenaNet has made a game type that is about kills and fighting. It is not about standing around on conquest cap points, okay? And so by running past me, by not aggressing me, these people are making terrible mistakes here. Because look, they're all just walking forward. They're all trying to get the node. But all that's going to happen is we get all this intercept damage. So we take the attack here. The thief gets this. We're happy to zerg this. My Mesmer even scores 2 decap here. So look at this huge swing. So by the way, this is such a huge swing that at this point in the match, I was thinking to myself, oh, this won't... I was thinking this could be game of the day. And now I'm thinking, oh, it won't be because it's going to be a massive win. But here's the beautiful thing about Temple, right? It's a very... Unlike... So Legacy, right? Legacy is a very snowbally game. Once you get a secured position, you can kind of hold it, and you don't really get sudden swings in one direction too much. The Lord is a mechanic that can make amazing plays, especially in tourneys and things. But for solo queue, you don't see that happen too much. It just tends to snowball like hard. Here on this map, you do get really amazing comebacks very frequently, just because of the power of these buffs and the way it's designed. So it's a good map. And it's not actually a vanilla map either, by the way. So it is a post-release success from the devs. So here we see that 2 of them are down. This is pretty goddamn scary. I'm on the Chrono, who may have even self-res from earlier. I doubt it. I think he just resed himself. This is crazy right now. This is crazy. We've got 2 dead, all right? Or downstate. We are going to save their lives. Are you ready for this? So I take the Lightning Flash, aggressive Lightning Flash, which for once is a good play, okay? We take the res on one, we take the res on the other. The power of the Blood Scourge here. You see this guy, Ellie Pandemic? He, along with me, we're getting insane reses right now. Look at this barrier he's put on us as well. It's like there's a sand jackal that's jumped on us. Ridiculous. And look at that swing there. Look at that swing. And even this guy's dead. So really beautiful. This is such a solid lead now. Look at this. Look at this. And they've still not been able to aggress. So, I see that this Firebrand... So this Firebrand's feeling pretty bad right now, by the way. He's feeling really bad because a huge team fight just happened, and it ended just as he respawned. He wants nothing more than to be at this team fight. And unfortunately, all of his allies have failed him. None of them have known to kite away from the node. None of them have known to sustain. And they've all died before he can make a play. So by jumping down, I know that his only way out of this pit is through mid, which they already own. So I don't care about chasing him. It's fine. I know that nobody's crossing over here because we've just verified that. So we're looking at mid because we know that the fight is going to be here. All my allies are really securely over on that other node. So we just stand, we watch, we wait. There's no point me standing on that because they'll just prevent that. We have sides. Again, look at me right now. What am I doing, guys? I'm just chilling out, okay? Sometimes it's okay to chill out on Conquest. I promise. Sometimes it's okay. You don't have to suicide that. I'm in Fresh Air early. I don't create the line. I don't push the engagement. We wait for them to get on the node, and then we can start doing things. So here we watch the respawn, and he's immediately going back. So we got to watch out for that. Here we got the Warrior, who's been hitting us really hard, by the way. We've got to be careful of. Another Fracturing Strike Immode. Look at this. Look at the new toy that I've been playing with on Fresh Air early. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. He didn't have protection on him either, so he gets chunked really hard. He's on us. I actually, because I'm not against a thief, there's not any cool like jumping puzzles and kite spots and things I can show you. Here we actually, incredibly, let's watch this. I'm only seeing this on the play-by-play. Let's watch this. Oh my god, I can't believe this actually happened. I wondered what happened here. So we burst Kronos God, okay? We burst this Mesmer number 1. He stealths, he goes towards the node. I'm forced to de-target him. He jumps me here. He's still low. I retarget him. Now, this guy begins with C. Here's another Mesmer, also begins with C. Okay, this guy. Clones are a joke. The ping is on Clones are a joke. They're both, like, a little bit low. I actually retarget here. Watch. I take the new ping. Oh, no, I don't take the new ping. All right, yeah, that's fine. I thought I took the new ping and the plasma beam cleaved through. I'll tell you what. If I did take the new ping, this would have been a perfect double kill here. I would have killed them both with the plasma beam there. That would have been so good if I retargeted. Okay, well, fine. All right, so we did kill the original one. It is what I thought it was. I thought on the play-by-play we had some, like, ridiculous accidental kill, which would be very rare indeed. But we didn't. Maybe one day we'll get that dream. So anyway, we win the 2v2. That was a 2v2. It was a fairly straight-up 2v2, just because a lot of it pulled out onto this bridge and this fight. At the end of the day, they invested 2 onto this node. I invested 2 onto this node. And our team came out on top. So that was Thief, Fresh Air Ellie versus Double Mesmer. So we notice a cross. Now, here's where things get really interesting, guys. it's 9 minutes. In 30 seconds, something else is going to happen. You'll see that dynamic events have spawned again. So number 1 is Stillness, the one we saw earlier. This will spawn here in this glowing light, and if somebody channels it, it doubles the points. Then there's a new one, Tranquility. Tranquility trip caps. If you watched yesterday's game of the day, the bonus clip, you will have seen me do a cool stall down at Tranquility. Both of these come out. So there's 3 nodes on the game. And there's both of those. So, in theory, you can do all kinds of splits at this point. There's all kinds of ways to handle this. So, here, knowing that these come up, I'm making a play here. Now, a guy has just capped this and full capped it. I'm coming sneakily. My fastest route up to this node was up this bridge here. But if I go up this bridge, I know that the guy who was here is going to see me. So, I sneakily come around the side because I don't think that there's too much high-rated players here at the moment that would really be watching. And I come up around the side thinking that if he doesn't see me, I can do something at this node. In the meantime, I ping tick marks to my team to make them aware that stuff is going to happen on these nodes in 20 seconds. So, I've got my entire game plan. Well, you're going to watch the next, 40 seconds of gameplay. I've got it worked out already in my head. So, we come up to the side. We see it's free cap. Whoever took it has already ran off. And you can appreciate that they probably do want to run off because they're not winning anymore. And a big swinging thing is going to happen here, so they need to make plays. So here, I'm on this node, but what I'm going to do on this node is I'm only going to decap it. So it takes me a lot longer to full cap a node than decap it. And what I really want to do is take some opportunities with all this juicy, land of opportunities that's about to unfold on the map. So all I'm going to do is decap. The decap is enough for me because this is a status quo victory, right? They get 1 point every second or whatever it is. I get 1 point every second or whatever it is. We're winning. Okay, we even just scored a kill. So one of them's on respawn. So by only taking decap here and then going to all the objectives, they have one on respawn. We can massively outnumber and we can win whatever engagements we care about here. Okay, so I take the decap. They even get a beautiful newt in mids. So this is now no longer just a status quo victory. We're heavily winning now. Okay, so they've got so much to do now. If I was just standing here, fine, but, think about their team right now. They've got so much to do. They've got a fresh air Ellie to deal with that's going to aggress them on the roads on their respawn. They've got a lot of my players. They have to decap this. They have to cap this. They've got loads going on. So, we get the double buffs are coming up. Now, I noticed that my thief has just dropped down. He's going to go for Tranquility, so that's good. I don't need to go down the pit to Tranquility because my thief has already gone down the pit. So, I ping this guy, and I'm a little bit worried right now because I actually see that I got 2 mesmers. The rest of my team's all in mids, so I've got 2 mesmers that I need to deal with. I'm expecting, if there were good players here, I'm expecting one of them to go down the pit to make sure we don't get trip cap from Tranquility, and I'm expecting another one to grab me here at this Stillness buff and delay this. That's what good players would do, I think. Instead, one goes down the pit, the other guy makes, in my opinion, a big mistake. He goes for this node. So one mistake is going for decap, in my opinion, here. Actually, it might not be a huge mistake. It depends, because we don't own any nodes, but we're about to flip mid, right? And we might even get trip cap, so I don't know. Maybe this isn't too bad. But this is a terrible mistake if he can't, interrupt this or do anything. If he tries to take full cap here, it's a bad idea, in my opinion. It doesn't matter, though, because, as I said, I had everything planned out already. Now that I've got the free cap Stillness, now I take full cap here. We win mid, so this is a double. What you're looking at right now is 2 cap to none of theirs. Imagine any other map. Imagine that your one node is newt and the enemy team has 2. That would feel pretty bad, man, wouldn't it? That's what you're actually looking at here, okay? I feel like the UI should have something that shows, when Stillness is procced on a node. This should look turbocharged or something. It should have, a gold ring around it. That would be really cool for spectating and stuff. Anyway, so now I take full cap because this is worth 2 full caps. This is double cap I'm taking here. So, we can newt first to put that extra pressure, make sure we're at the right mechanic at the right time. And now we can grab this. And so, we've played these mechanics very, very well. I want to rewind now, though, and show you a bad play from my allies. Which means that we don't get a really heavy snowball here. So, let's look very carefully. Let's look at the mid-fight as this is going on, because this is what my focus was in the moment. We take the mid-fight win. We have this contested. A Scourge is going, okay? Our Guardian, this represents double cap, okay? This represents double cap. Our Guardian, if he's Firebrand support, I don't actually know what he is, but if he's Firebrand support, the best thing to do right now is to rotate the Guardian in so that he can sustain and delay and keep our guys alive, and we win, right? Because we have double cap. The Scourge could potentially stay on the node. Instead, what you see happen here is the Scourge zergs off into this fight, which fine, whatever. I guess that's not too bad. But the Guardian doesn't go towards far to aggress there. Doesn't go towards up here to aggress their spawns. Doesn't go up to Tranquility. Doesn't stay on the node, which is worth 2 points. The Guardian comes up towards me at spawn because probably all he sees is that home is new and he thinks that home is really important or something, and he's not, like, learnt to see the position of his allies. So the Guardian comes up here towards me. Pointless. There's nothing even remotely vaguely in any universe that's smart about where he's going there. He gets really far up towards me. Let's keep playing this, and you guys know what's going to happen here. I think he even struggles on the jumping as he climbs up there. He's still coming towards me. And now, so here you can see my cursor in the moment is mousing over. And now, at the last moment, he has to salvage this because he's left this free cap, this double cap. He's given up. At the last moment where he could have jumped back down and he could have swung his camera and seen, he walks now towards the pit. Because now I guess he's finally decided he's going to go for Tranquility. And look, somebody's jumped on the node. So, unfortunately, what would have, again, been a really easy win, we fought so hard for that mid-fight with Stillness, and he just gave it up. So the enemy team makes a great play here. And again, this is why I really want to show this on Game of the Day, because there's so many interesting things going on. The guy that decaps this mid node down here, right? The guy that does this, he decaps, he doesn't go for full cap. This is an extremely solid play. And it's because of the way that this map is structured, okay? So the mid node on this map, on some of the maps, like Legacy, mid is really strong, because on Legacy it's like a really big node, so it's easy to hold, but it also provides great access to the other nodes, and to enemy spawn, and to watching people, and all that good stuff, right? So it's a great thing to hold. On Temple, mid is really kind of a funny thing, in that, first, you're extremely vulnerable to free cast from the sides, but it's also not really positioned that well. Mid doesn't really afford you easy access to far or to close, and it doesn't really offer you easy access to Stillness. The only thing that really mid is close to is the trip cap. So when trip cap is up, if you take that newt, as this player did, if he sticks there and stays for the full cap, it's actually like a really bad play, because either you're gonna, because there's a fight going on at Tranquility. How can I best articulate this? If he takes full cap and his team wins at Tranquility, well, the Tranquility was going to flip that node anyway. If he takes full cap and my team wins at Tranquility, then it's going to flip to my team, and then if he's still there, it will decap again. And then he has an army of players that are running through this tunnel that are instantly going to aggress him, because presumably this is going to be a big fight. At least it's going to have at least one person aggress him, because that's their only exit from Tranquility. So mid is like a really bad node. I don't think it's very, very, very rare that taking full cap at mid while Tranquility in the tunnel is in play. It's very rare that that's the correct play. Taking a newt at mid is great because it only takes a few seconds, but you invest a ton of time into full capping this mid node, and at the end of the day, while Tranquility's up, it doesn't really afford you much, and it's very likely that that's going to get neuted, or you were going to cap it via another means. So, the enemy team, I think, makes a great play there. They get an easy decap for free. He denies us 2 points a tick, and then they immediately go to the Trank fight, which leaves me the fresh air rally. So this Necro, basically, I'm saying, made a good play there. It leaves me the fresh air rally to calm down, and I have to fight for this now. So we're still doing good. They get 1 cap a second. We get 2. Stillness will run out if it hasn't already very soon. So yeah, I take the intercept damage. This is looking like a bit of a mess right now, isn't it? Not looking very good. They've stalled it. 2 of my guys are dead, and I realize actually now it's too late. It's too late. This Tranquility fight is lost. So, as a result of some miserable gameplay, really, one mistake on our team, 1 success on theirs, they're going to get Trank. So here, you'll see, I walk towards a neutralized node, but I'm not going to take that. Like, what's the point? Because they're about to flip with Trank. So what do I do now? Well, so I start pinging on the map, you might have noticed. Because they're going to get all of these nodes all at once, and we know that we've lost Tranquility, our job now, all of this is going to flip blue. Everything's going to flip blue. Our job now is to stop that from being blue as fast as possible. So I go back to my close node. There's no players that are there, but I need to make sure that as soon as they flip this, I can recap it. So, interestingly enough, one of our guys, I think it was this Mesmer, actually suicided down there. Suicide plays are very rarely useful. So he suicides down. He runs down. He tries to, like, delay them for a second, but he's 1v4, and obviously he just instantly dies. So that's interesting. Oh, sorry, I think the suicide... And then the thief actually suicided down there as well. So here, I'm standing at this red node because what I want to do when it goes blue is recap it. Here's the thing. When Tranquility procs, the entire node will be splashed with a big chill that chills you and launches you off of the node. You will always fall off of it. Unless you, like, get a perfect dodge, but, I mean, what's your time in there? Or if you precast stab or something. So all I'm doing is a very simple little thing. I just stand on the side of my node. I just stand on the side. Because when it flips, I can take the, I can just walk casually back on without the knockdown or anything like that. Here I knew my FGS was running out, so I throw a little firestorm towards the thing, but it runs out too quickly anyway. Here you go, here's the suicide. I knew there was a suicide. Mesmer charges in suicidally, trying to get the delay. Fails to get the delay at that as well. So here's the big chill explosion. We were still on the side, so it doesn't matter. We take our steps on, very easy. Over on the other side of the map, you can see that my Guardian did the same thing. So here you see another cool thing with Tranquility. It's such a complicated and interesting mechanic where we gave it to them, but me and the Guardian played smart here, and we knew that we could sort of just nullify whatever benefit they got from that. So all of that for Tranquility. 2 seconds later, we've re-neutralized 2 of them. Mid is dangerous because they're all going to zerg through mid, so there's no point going for it. And we just play for sides again. That's all we have to do. You see my Thief's gone on the intercept. I tried to dodge his shield phantasm. I don't think I do successfully. We take the pressure. So here, by the way, I'm playing very heavily on the node, despite the fact it's getting me weakened and stuff. It's because I've taken all this time getting all this score, and I don't want to, like, lose that, right? So I only back off of the node when my ally gets on it. We take the pressure, I get back on, we get full cap, we have sides. We are still confidently winning this game. There's a lot more to give, guys. There's a lot more. I know we've done a lot of discussion here. So now I want to keep this full cap, but at the end of the day, there's wells and there's all, like, necromancer, scourge, sewage on the node. I can't do much there. So I blink off to the side. We have to accept that it's neutralization. It's better that that happens than I die. They get the res. My thief is, like, left. I guess he thought that that was easy when it's totally not. So now I'm stuck in a 1v2. I notice at this point, I kind of want to leave the 1v2, but I notice I have a Scourge. The Scourge goes round the back to get to the node. Really questionable play. You would have thought he'd just walk on, to be honest. But he's coming around the back. He's taking his sweet time, but he is coming. So I'll stay here. We've got the crazy boon spam stuff going on here. We back up for a second. The Scourge comes forward. I think I had seen him on the minimap. I don't know why I turned around here. But now another Mesmer's coming. So we're 3v2 here. So I don't like this. I don't really want to abandon my Scourge to die. And now I see that my Mesmer comes in. So now it's a 3v3. So I come back up again. I'm not really missing opportunities by doing that, by the way. That was his second shield, so I'm happy to auto into it. We retarget to the Scourge. Someone else actually caused that ping, and they were right to do that. That was a silly thing. I get a really nasty Dragon's Tooth. The Phoenix could have hit a lot harder, but he backpedaled out of it. Constant weakness spam on me. Look at this constant weakness spam. This is a great example here as well, that Fresh Air LE isn't good here. This is a team fight right now, and I'm not good. This is the same as the opening mid, remember? Remember that disastrous mid at the start? Like, I'm not great as off-point damage. If I was another Scourge right now, if there's any number of other builds, especially because none of them are properly pressuring me. So the Scourge is low here. I opt for the bailout, though. Maybe that's a mistake of mine. Maybe, I mean, look at how low he is. I opt for the bailout. Oh, no, it's not a mistake. Real-time me noticed this. Right, so yeah, Stillness is back up again. Let's rewatch that. Actually, didn't I chase a Mesmer towards this? So we got Stillness. I've got Stillness in mind. Christ, how am I worse at play-by-plays than in the moment? Yeah. Look, there's a Mesmer peeling out. Yeah, so I leave because their Mesmer left. So I leave. So this now becomes a 2v2. Okay, and I've got to... So their Mesmer is leaving and potentially is about to take Stillness. So that's what I thought he was doing. It turns out he's blowing all of his mobility to go plus this fight. So I don't know what's going on there. Mesmer is in a fight here, a winning fight, and then he bails to go to this one. I've got no idea. Which his team's already winning anyway. My guy's down over there. Got no idea what he's thinking there. But he takes some mobility. So here's a really cool play as well, okay? Oh, God, there's so much to talk about. It's moving too fast. How many... Okay, so watch. Ready, right. The Mesmer peels out. We follow him. We go for Stillness. Our job right now is to delay Stillness. We see that he charges past Stillness. We see that Stillness is on 5 seconds, okay? He sees that... The Mesmer now sees that they've won that anyway. And so the Mesmer's coming back. I think, again, that the Mesmer's going for Stillness here, okay? But as we play forward, watch. He starts moving over here. And you'll see that I start hesitating, right? He's moving over here. So... I realise now that he might not be going for Stillness at all. He might not know that Stillness is going on. He might not be thinking about Stillness. So, I move off on the left here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over in this direction, because I'm scared that if I blatantly charge to this dude will be like, why is he doing that? Oh, Stillness, and he'll fight me. But if I come around like this, he might think that a big mid-fight needs to happen, and he'll go to the mid-fight. So this is like a little bit of mind games going on here, and you watch. So I move over here, I even swing the camera, right? And we're trying to bait him to leave Stillness, and it looks like it works. So I lightning flash over. We got the warrior. We're holding this just in case. We also can double tap air, and we can do blinds and stuff. Warrior's the only guy on their team that seems to have had any understanding of what's going on here. Boom, we get the cap. Beauty. So I don't need to fight that warrior. I'm interested in seeing what I can take as an opportunity elsewhere. So you'll notice this hasn't gone well. This hasn't gone well. This is neutralized. That's just a denial play again with me on that Stillness there. Again, if I'd let that warrior do that, if I'd actually been going to mid, can you imagine? Can you imagine that how we would have lost this game? So, you know, like, someone actually asked me on a stream recently, what do you do when people don't play into these objectives, and you're the only one? Well, look, even when you are the only one, you can make these kind of accomplishments. But we're losing now, right? Like, they have double cap. We don't have many point buffer here, so we're losing. So I'm kind of forced into fighting this firebrand. We take the res. So this was a rot attempt, so I go earth. We crit, we go air. We get obsidian flesh. We blind him with another arcane blast. We double air, we blind him again with another thing. We get the res. The firebrand is 1v2, and he's not a proper firebrand build as far as I can tell. So his really frustrates me. Sorry about the right click there. I'm expecting this guy to leave, and what I think is really cool here is I think he's dead off point. So my idea is I don't have to stomp him. We can extend his respawn timer, and we'll get decap. So that's what I think's going on. And you see I stow my weapons and I stand still. This guy doesn't leave, though, which frustrates me. He's wasting time. And even worse, apparently this guy is on node. So, we actually have to kill him. And my guy stays, and it's just a bit annoying, to be honest. I don't know. In the moment, that was really frustrating to me. I guess because I had the adrenaline going or whatever of the fact that the game was getting really hard. Because all the other fights were being lost. But, so yeah, I leave that guy to free cap. We go to mids. We could have here, by the way, blinked onto this to stop him getting full cap. But if he Desert Shrouds... This is also the Necro we saw just spam marks on point and stuff. All's going to happen is I'm going to get myself Condi cleaved. I'm going to have to walk off and he'll take full cap anyway. So there's no point. I'd rather use this to peel out of a horrible engagement later. So we take the burst. This Necro really isn't watching. He's just sort of standing there. I really get to abuse this, by the way. I really get to abuse his gameplay. Here we delay the Arcane Blast so that we can... This doesn't stack duration, right? The ferocity buff. So we delay it to get a better usage out of it later. The buff's running out now. We refresh the buff. He's got his support come in, so I can't really do anything now. Now that this is Scourge Firebrand here, and I don't like this. So my Mesmer's there. I peel out. I'd rather just secure this. Don't forget we got Stillness earlier, so we might be getting double point score from this. Let's have a watch. I did take the Stillness. No, Stillness has already run out. But I want to plus this and make sure that we actually win this fight here. And we don't lose this cap. So you're going to see a really fun gameplay here. Not to do with Temple, but in terms of holding this cap for this fight here at the end of the match. So, we're banking on them winning this outnumbered. It's Scourge versus Warrior, which already is horrible for that Warrior, but he's got a Thief on him as well. And then the Mesmer is just holding 2 there. A bit pointless, but it means that we win this fight. So, this fight's in the bag. All we have to do is make sure we guarantee the win on this one. So, we fight the Mesmer. Now, I don't want to get on the nodes... But I'm watching very carefully how we use our feating around this node here. If our guy has to peel off. So, we get the kill. Another guy comes in. We've got most of the ticks. He immediately gravity wells, which denies a lot of my cleave, which is really frustrating. Our core guard does some pressure. So now I move off to the wall here, but I'm really concerned because if my guardian comes off as well, the other Mesmer will score decap. So I'm really scared of this right now. So we take the cleave against the wall, and I immediately come back in because my guardian did. He was going to let him get free decap. So I move in. We take a huge hit from a downstate. You see that chunk? That's downstate Mesmer damage. Nerf, please. It's insane. But we get on the node. Okay. Our Firebrand, our guardian is here still doing nothing, just wasting time. cleaving the body with fiery greatsword. So I kind of have to take this. We can't get this neutered. It's 455 to 455. They haven't won this. We need this cap, okay? So now he bails back onto it, which frees me up to take an evade with the FGS and pull off. He also heals me. He comes off again, so I move back on. Pretty frustrating stuff. We take as many attacks as possible. Look at this. We don't have very much left. So if you just watch, we both get pulled into the middle here. Here I have Obsiflesh. I'm really scared to Obsiflesh. My guy's on there, but if he pops like a renewed focus or walks off while I'm Obsiflesh, we lose the node. So I'm really scared. I Obsiflesh and stand off at the same time. Not necessary, but this telegraphs to this guy that he has to be on there. He whirls off like a lunatic. We get the kill. Okay, so that is something. I have to step back on. I step on at the last tick because he whirled off. Okay, it may seem like my reaction time's really slow there, but if we rewind here, right, let's just watch this fight. You really have to react to these things very quickly. That rogue, man, it's so heavy. So here we go. We come off. He moves off as well at the same time. I get back on. We have to take this. The firebrand scares me. He moves on. The guy, I Obsiflesh and step off for a second. He whirls off. I have to get back on. I go. It does feel like pretty slow reaction times, actually. But we got the kill, and all we have to do is hold this, right? So they did score the other node now. So we have 2 cap right here at the end of the game. This kill is worth 5 points for us. We keep holding. We make sure he doesn't get this. And all we have to do is delay, and with this kill here as well. And this really long protracted... basically, this is us 2 players. I'm not saying the guard played particularly badly here, by the way. But us 2 players, we ended up taking 3 of them out of the match. We took, what, a Mesmer, then another Mesmer, then the Firebrand, then the Warrior, actually. That's basically what you do when you try and team fight on far. And we get the win. Just get the win. You'll also notice, by the way, that at the end of this game... Stillness and Tranquility were coming again. This one you very rarely see. It's only in long games. It's at 2:30. And make sure you know about that, because this final one, right towards the end of the game, that's 2 minutes 30. That can swing games, because it used to be, again, before the devs telegraphed this better, the 2 minute 30 proc was such a good one, because nobody knew about it. So you could quite often get sneaky Tranquilities and stuff. But there you go. And I mean, think about that. Think about how hype this map is, right? Like, when it's this late in the game, it's always going to be tense. And then it all explodes again. So that's Temple of the Silent Storm. Really fun game. I think there was some interesting gameplay there. And I had to fight really hard for that. We only get 6 rating for the game, because when you play off peak, you're sort of rolling the dice a lot with the kind of quality players that you get on either team. But there you have it, guys. And I'm dancing off in the background. Really cool timeline. So we winning, then they're winning, and then finally it's like just a mad scramble at the end. This is like a perfect Conquest game, I think, in terms of a spectating game. And we broke it the hell down, play by play, 40 minutes to discuss one game. 500,000 damage. Our only death was the misplay in mid at the start. And we get 12 kills, even 2 revives. So... pretty good game. And yeah, remember what I said earlier with this moment here with the Warrior, where I said that this was probably one of the most crucial plays in the game? Imagine if we gave either of these Stillnesses to him. It would have been insane. But we just managed to get through. That's Temple for you all. I hope you enjoyed the game of the day, and I will see you for another one very soon. Cheers, guys.